Home with Joel and Fletch. Have you say hello to Pat McAfee too, who's just chimed into the back line. 1300 01 1170, the trading hour with Blue Star Air Conditioning, because the perfect home, Brian, as you know, starts with comfort. BlueStarAC.com.au is the way to do that, but plenty of National Rugby League news to talk about, so let's do it.
It's an NRL news update. Subscribe to SEN League on YouTube and the SEN podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts.
Okie dokie, the NRL Hall of Fame coaches, administrators and broadcasters have been announced. The National Rugby League today announced that Wayne Bennett and Jack Gibson would be the first ever coaches to be inducted into the NRL Hall of Fame. The NRL has also announced that legendary administrators Ken Arthurson, Arco, John Quayle would be inducted into the Hall of Fame as contributors alongside broadcast icons Frankie Hyde and David Morrow. Nice tribute, Brian.
Great. That is fantastic, especially obviously for David Morrow with the recent news of his passing, but the coaches, everything. They've just done really, really well this year, I feel.
Bullet points. Wayne Bennett is the longest-serving coach in the game's history. He has coached, and will he get to 1,000? 933 games. This is first grade.
He'll get 1,000 easy, won't he?
Well, that's another 3 seasons.
Yeah. He signed for 3 years.
Okay, yep. He started with the Raiders in 1987, the Broncos 88 to 2008, and then again 2015 to 18, Dragons, Knights, Rabbitohs and the Dolphins. He's coached for 37 seasons, Brian. That is some coach. At Premiership level, he won 7 Premiership titles, 6 with Broncos, and, of course, breaking the drought with the Georgia Illawarra Dragons in 2010. And he also coached Queensland to 7 State of Origin Series wins from 25 games. So, unbelievable career. Jack Gibson, of course, he set the benchmark in many ways for people like Wayne Bennett. He won 5 Premiership titles as a coach with the Eastern Suburbs side back in the day, back-to-back 74-75. And then he went Parramatta 81, 82, 83. Which was the last time it happened before the Panthers on this current run happened. He won 245 of 394 games. Just to tell you what, for what he achieved, when you really think about this, so 394 games, 5 premierships in that time, Jack Gibson, and then to think that Wayne Bennett had 7 premierships in almost 1,000 games. It just goes to show, well, really, you could take a lean on either side, the career of Wayne Bennett or that of Jack Gibson. Frank Hyde turned to refereeing. I didn't know this. I did not know this. Turned to refereeing after a time before forging a legendary career, which I did know, as a broadcaster. He called 31 consecutive grand finals on Sydney radio station 2SM, which was 53 to 83. Appeared regularly as a panellist on Ron Casey's World of Sport program on Channel 9, and he made countless overseas tours following Kangaroo teams. Absolute doyen. So too that of David Morrow, an iconic broadcaster and one of the most respected voices in the game through his time with ABC and 2GB, and also, not only that, what he would do for the Olympics. I know 2GB, competitor, but you got to pay where it's due, and he was an absolute star, and for the ABC for that matter, David Thirsty Morrow.
Yep. Do you know Frank Hyde's catch cry, his famous catch cry?
If it's high enough, it's long enough, it's...
Straight between the posts.
Straight between the posts.
Remember you used to call from the cricket ground, from the sideline?
Yeah. On the card table?
Yeah, little card table.
And, of course, Arco and Johnny Quayle, what they achieved for the game between that sort of mid-80s to 90s period, unbelievable. There you go. The formal induction will be made in a special ceremony on Wednesday, August 21 at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Now, Shaun Johnson has announced his retirement. We're going to catch up with his coach, Andrew Webster, tomorrow, so looking forward to that. But here's what he had to say on the Play On Sports show. Shaun Johnson, here he is.
There's probably a few moments along the way that have just been little alarm bells. I still want to compete hard. You know, like it's not like I've checked out already. So I don't want it to come across with what I'm about to say is that that's the case. When you have setbacks, they take its toll. Even like a couple of weeks ago, I was running and working my butt off to get back to a level where I felt like when I'm ready to go back, I'm going to contribute and I'm going to be that guy. But I was running, and I remember just running like I was running these red line shuttles. And it's just a standard conditioning drill. But I'm running it, looking at the ground going, bro, I can't do this for another year. You know, like it's as simple as that. Like, well, not even I can't. It's like I actually don't want to do this for another year. There's aspects of this decision where it's like I I know my body is at that breaking point that if I have one more setback, it's going to hurt deep, like really deep. Or playing through an injury just isn't fun or achievable for me anymore. That this year's shown me that.
That was
Honest.
very honest,
Yeah.
and revealing. Because most players sort of don't come out and say that sort of stuff. Do you have something like that when
Yeah,
you were playing?
I exactly the same as him.
Mine was in a game.
Yeah.
I remember it clearly. We're playing Leeds, and I got the ball off Baz, actually, like on unders play, and the gap opened up. And I went, right, you know when you just get that
Yeah.
feeling just before you're about to go.
You knew you were going to score.
I knew. I just said, I'm going to score here.
But then Pat McAfee tripped you
And
over.
then Pat Maverick with his rank singlets and his rank mates and his dyed blonde hair with those rank highlights. No, and the gap just closed, and I got hit on the side, and I got up from the play ball and went, I'm gone here. I knew straight away.
So
'Cause
how
normally
far
I
into the
would-
season was it?
It was in the middle of the year.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
probably similar to SJ.
But it was just it was one instant. I was training okay, but I just knew in the moment in the game, I just thought, how did that gap close so quick?
Yeah.
And I went, oh well.
But you grow up only wanting to do that, and then you'd never have dreamt of that one day you wouldn't want to do it.
No, I still wanted to do it, but I just knew that you can't compete at that level. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
you didn't
yeah.
want to go on there, and you sort of didn't want to go out there and for me anyway, and just be a passenger.
Yeah.
I still wanted to play. Like if I
Yeah.
had my time over, I'd
So hard.
try to push through it and maybe train a bit harder. But when you know your legs are gone,
How old were you, Brian?
33.
Yeah, well, that's a great result. 33. I was 26.
Yeah, but I didn't debut till 22.
Yeah, I was 19, but that's still 7 years where that's quite short. And I was just done. I had been ripped off a lot of money, which didn't help.
Yeah, that didn't help.
But anyway,
was it
that's us.
Was it Pat McAfee Enterprises that ripped you off? I'm pretty sure.
Patterson, Maine.
Patterson.
Let's just go for the run home for Shaun Johnson. If everything goes to script, he goes to Suncorp Stadium. So he'd be looking at this going, these are the last 4 games of my life. He goes to Suncorp Stadium for the Dolphins, which good luck in that one now, punters. I've got no idea who's going to win that. Then he takes on the Seagulls at 4 Pines Park.
Yep.
If everything goes to script. He's only got one more home game. And that game is against the Bulldogs, which I reckon Coach Serraldo will be going, oh, no, their last game with him, their only last game, is us taking them on in Auckland.
Yeah.
And then he's on the road, ironically, to take on for his final game, because he's got the bye in the last round, to take on the Sharkies, where he may have a place in bumping them out of the 4, then making the 4. And that'll be his last ever game on the 31st of August, if everything went to script.
I think we're going to see the Shaun Johnson of old now. The pressure's off.
For 4 weeks?
Yeah, he's made it. He's going to take the line on.
Yep.
Don't you think?
If I was Webby, and we'll speak to Webby tomorrow, but I would almost just go to him and say, mate, pick your team. Just for the last 4 weeks, you pick the team that you want to play with. Between you and I, what do you think about that?
Yeah.
I would do that. I'd say you pick the team. And I reckon that's how you get him most invested. You got 4 games to go in your illustrious golden career, golden boot. You pick your team. It remains between you and I, and Webby's a staunch guy. That's what I would do.
He did say, though, the competitive juices are still there, so he may just come out and just go berserk.
He could.
He could go Fraser.
He could. I would not be touching a Warriors game in the next 4 weeks. It would be ultra, ultra hard. Fraser McGurk. 1300 01 1170, the tradie hour. Get comfortable results with bluestarac.com.au.